Welcome to Rollfair, a D&D podcast. Thanks so much for tuning in. Appreciate it. As always, we'll introduce ourselves. I am Devin, the Dungeon Master.
I'm Ryan. I'm playing Alton, the Tiefling Warlock.
I'm Brad, playing Arden, the Wizard.
I'm Kayla, playing Kaiji, the Tabaxi Pirate.
I'm Austin, playing Sheru the Tortle.
I'm Ben, playing Raina, the Human Ranger.
I'm Sarah. I'm playing Asar, the Fire Genasi Sorceress.
Cool. So last time, the party was investigating the arena in hopes to find some exploits for saving Spike and Oriana, some of Kaiji's crew members that she's trying to find, and they're pretty confident they're here. But they also met the Minotaur, Hanogar. At least they think that's the Minotaur that they're fighting, and he's a big, hulking, black, muscly beast.
Just my style.
Excellent.
We'll just have Asar seduce it.
That's right.
That's all
right.
we need for our
That's
plan.
all you need. But the party, after investigating and not rolling super well the arena and finding some information, they are now back at the inn getting ready to make plans for how they're going to go about trying to save said friends. So we'll pick up there. So, Rainer, you just got back to the room after the owner of the bar tried to seduce you.
Reno, what took you so long? We've been waiting for at least 30 minutes.
Well, funny story. So, actually, I think I'll skip it for now.
Don't skip the story.
You said
Please.
the wrong word there, Rainer.
Yeah, Sherry won't be able to sleep tonight.
It's true. Please tell.
Well, it's a good thing you won't be able to sleep tonight, because I think we have some business to handle.
You're not wrong. So you should... Oh, I guess... I despise this conundrum.
I'll tell you later.
I will hold you to that. As you would also have mentioned, you'd tell me more of your history.
Yes, later. Undefined.
Always later. Anyways,
I hate to wait.
So what did we learn? I was noticing the position of the doors. I was hoping there was a way to extract from above, but with that barrier there and the spikes, I'm not sure that will be possible. What else do we know?
well, with that barrier, I did notice it, and with the... I've read somewhere, I can't remember where, but I've read that magical effects like that are often powered by an artifact or of some sort. I mean, if we could find that and dislodge it, remove it, of the sort, maybe destroy it, we might be able to lower that barrier. We still have the spike trap to deal with.
As long as the building itself is not the artifact.
Yes, that'd
Is
be...
it possible?
I don't know.
I mean, with magic, many things are possible.
I kind of figure anything's possible. And then just go from there.
That's a good rule.
I think trying to rescue someone from the arena, like when they're on the battle stage, that must be a last case scenario.
That's got to be the hardest, yeah.
Yeah, especially
A lot of
we
with
need to get them
1,000
out
witnesses.
before they get out there.
Agreed.
Because, I mean, there's guards, the other combatants.
And all the people watching.
Yes, we would not be very popular.
Well, I know the three of you are going in earlier than the fight. I know Alton has thieves' tools. You've mentioned that before.
Yeah, I've got a lockpick and stuff. I also have a disguise kit. I don't really need it for myself because I can just make myself appear as something else now. But if we
True.
all want to make disguises and do something, I can use that kit.
Not a bad idea. I'm hard to disguise, but it's possible.
I too am hard to
I
disguise.
can paint a mustache on you and you'll look like a totally different person.
You know,
Mustache. Right.
that's so crazy. That just might work.
Are you part of the Turtle Club?
Portal Club.
Oh, the Turtle
yes,
Club,
yes.
Even better, I've seen where they have these
many people have seen
glasses, like they're fake glasses, and they have a prosthetic nose and a fake mustache on them.
I need those.
I want to see him, and I'd love to see him with a nose, but that's beside the point.
Well, look, the largest threat that we have to Mossy's crew members are it's the Minotaur. It's the Minotaur. Is there a way that we might be able to neutralize that threat before it even goes onto the stage?
Well,
Go ahead.
I mean, I don't know if it's the biggest threat because obviously the Minotaur is not free. So whoever's holding the Minotaur, we don't even know who controls this town or city, or we don't know anything about this place.
Or who owns the Minotaur?
Yeah.
It's true. I feel like, barring that we are unable to free Mossy's crew, rigging the fight that they survive would be the best we could do. And perhaps, I have this spell called Suggestion. It'll allow me to plant an idea into someone's head, and as long as it's not harmful to them, or at least they're not aware of it being harmful, they'll follow through. We have this mucus, and if I can talk to the Minotaur and convince him that this mucus is a supplement that will help him in the fight, and tell him to take it right before he fights, that could
That
help.
is quite the plan. I like that.
What if we could maybe even sweet talk the Minotaur tonight? Maybe he's just willing to help us out. And
How long would the suggestion last?
Up to 8 hours.
Oh, it's better than my charm person. Just makes them nice for an hour.
I don't know if that'd work on a Minotaur too.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's a Minotaur person.
Well,
I know. I'm sorry. We don't need to get into the existential crisis again, but
I mean,
Minotaur is
yes.
hopefully a future friend, and that's all we care.
Minotaurs are traditionally not very nice. In my country, they're labeled as monsters, as ruthless as that sounds, but they are not welcome in my city.
Go ahead and I'm gonna have you, well, both of you actually, make a history check.
Guidance.
that landed on top of all of my dice.
Yeah, it did.
Oh, guidance for me?
No.
Or for you?
I think it's for her.
Okay, you guidance yourself. It's okay. You have a better
But
history
you
than I do,
happen
I'm
to have
sure.
another person who can guidance you.
Alton's not paying attention.
Damn it!
Yeah, I got
Alton's like he's flexing in his new armor, getting used to the feel of it and stuff.
Go ahead and do it with
Alton's
advantage.
like,
I got
history?
Just because of your background.
Who needs stats?
I got 16.
Pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I don't tend to notice like, they didn't have
What'd you
to
get?
An 8 and a 2. So,
Did you guidance yourself?
Oh, guidance myself. That's right, I did guidance myself. Oh, shoot. Wait. I can't read it.
It's a number that's written on top.
Okay,
Eight
so
plus
that's an 11.
11.
is 11.
Do you have any plus to yours?
Well,
She has a +2 to history, so she would get a 13.
that's 13.
Okay, so 13 and a 16. Okay, so you have heard of minotaurs in your land. They're not very common. Seen as monstrosities, but both of you know that kind of like goblins, kind of like the other hyena-like creatures you met recently that you don't officially know the name of. They're a fairly recent addition to the world. These are not common creatures. And just with what you've experienced, you also know that more and more of late, some of these creatures have been popping up, but no one really knows what to make of them. But minotaurs specifically have been hunted down for the purpose of throwing them into the gladiator arenas. And they are difficult to capture, and they are very ferocious. It's about what you get from your roll.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's not like we have any on my ship. They wouldn't fit below decks. So I've never worked with one. In fact, they're hard to find as is. But
But
Yeah,
if
but
we set him loose, that could cause quite a distraction.
That is an idea.
So yeah, that's a good idea. There was Arden. I believe I overheard you and Urin talking about an invisibility spell.
Yes, I did learn that spell thanks to some income that came our way. But yes, I can make myself or anyone else invisible for an hour.
See, I think this might be a good opportunity to experiment with.
anyone
think
singular or
that'd be fun.
plural?
Just one right now. I'm
We
not
could
powerful
try and
enough
yes,
for more than one person.
but we could probably get whoever's handiest with a pack of thieves' tools to go in there and try and perhaps release the beast.
I mean, I've been known to be able to pick locks with my claws. It's more
I
tricky.
mean, we
but
don't know if he's a beast. Maybe he's just a performer that likes to. We don't know this.
I just got an idea too.
I don't know.
So I could disguise myself as a small minotaur and distract him while Mossy picks the lock. And
Mini
Mossy's
Minotaur.
invisible.
A small minotaur, a female minotaur.
You'll be the Minotaur and he'll be the
Minotaur.
Maxitar.
Yeah. Well, we just need a few seconds distraction while we pick the lock.
I don't know why that
Are
was...
you worried that he might,
Let's try it out. I'll do it right
Maybe-
now. Let me know if this one's
maybe like the smaller Minotaurs are the females, and that might not end well for you.
Could be the other way around. How do
I
we
mean,
know
he's
not
been
a
in
sheep?
that cage for who knows how long. He might,
Yeah,
Oh my god.
but maybe Hanatar is a girl.
Hanagar.
Hanagar, yes.
Possibly. I gotta go look at him, and I'm not entirely sure.
Well, there will be a cage between us, so I'm just gonna distract him until the gates open, and then just run like hell.
That could be part of the plan.
Or I
if
don't
other
have
things
to do
don't
that
work.
either.
could
We could
also-
come up with some other way to
I
settle
mean,
it.
See,
you can disguise yourself as anything. You can disguise yourself as a guard.
Well, I want to disguise myself preferably as something that he won't go after.
You know, if you could teach that spell to Arden, then
I will say,
I could
just
draw a
on the
Minotaur's face
subject
on Arden.
of guards, and this is why I suggest the invisibility, is that there were guards in the area, seeing as how it was near where all the gladiators were doing their training. And so perhaps appearing in the middle of this area as a minotaur would not be the wisest of ideas, even though
Yeah,
I
was
do
thinking of
understand.
it in combination with Mossy being invisible to
Yes,
just
I
draw
just worry
attention
about
away,
others
but-
spotting you.
Yeah, maybe if I could run really fast, but I don't know.
I think
We have a few
Marcy,
ways of
wow,
running
Marcy,
fast.
being invisible would be the best.
and I
I
mean,
love that idea.
if you can disguise yourself, I know Arden is good at picking up spells. If you could perhaps teach him how to alter himself as well,
I can do that already.
you can already do
Yes,
that.
I can.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Then maybe you two can disguise as guards or something.
And
Mossy
then-
sneaks in
We're
invisible,
with them.
Just to keep the other guards
and
away.
then me, Rainer, and Asar, we say Rainer got substituted outpan for our killer clerics,
I'll tell
and
them
we
that
all
Alton
get
fell off
in,
the roof or something.
something like that. And
But Rainer's not a cleric.
he's a cleric of the whip.
Yeah. So now we're all clerics except for me.
Oh, you
Well,
could
I'm
be.
Definitely not a cleric.
And we all get into the arena, so we don't have to worry about trying to meet up after we do whatever we're doing.
So I could, if my
So are you-
disguise doesn't work, I could charm someone
Wait,
or two people.
so I'm a little confused. We're going to have someone pick the lock and let the Minotaur free, and then the other group of people. What are we doing? Why are we going to the arena?
We need to find Mossy's crew. I mean, the Minotaur being free is a distraction.
Yes, I was going to say, not to ask the stupid question, but why we free the Minotaur and not my crew members? We're planning on freeing all three?
No, I was thinking free the Minotaur to create a ton of chaos so we have time to find and free your crew members.
Exactly, because if the Minotaur is not there, then he won't be able to fight your crew members.
True.
That too.
So there's a smaller risk of personal injury.
We
to
need
them.
the suggestion to create a. Maybe he doesn't want to leave.
Maybe.
I think we're assuming he's going to create a distraction when he might not.
What do we know, Devin? What do we know, like the ceremony of the 2 combatants fighting to the death? Is that something that needs to happen for their harvest or whatnot?
I'm not sure.
So I was wondering, like, if we free the Minotaur and he's gone, are they still going to make Mossy's crew fight to the death with some other person?
I'd say probably.
Go ahead and make a... We'll have you make a history check here.
Not the best, but 13.
13. So you're not super familiar with how things work in this region, especially the gladiator fights. The dwarves didn't really have those, and your people didn't either.
Obviously.
But from what you've been able to experience so far, and the little reading you've been able to do, and your experience with Malika. There we go. Your experience with Malika. She kind of lets you know that people love fighting here, and so even if there isn't a fight that was planned, there probably will still be some sort of fight.
Okay.
Yeah, there's always more slaves to throw into the ring.
So I mean, if we do get rid of the Minotaur, Mossy's crew will still fight, and I think their chances are better at surviving if it's not the Minotaur, but there's still a chance.
Then again, we don't know that.
If we
true.
haven't freed them yet.
Yes. So I think if we can free the Minotaur as a distraction, get people focused on that, we sneak in as guards and invisible and combatants, and we find Mossy's crew and get them out of here.
Sneak in, see if the Minotaur will create a distraction. If not, then we become the Minotaur ourselves, maybe the 2 of us. And then we go one way and the other way, and then we just make a commotion. And, I think it sounds perfect.
Also not a bad idea. Okay.
I could also set a lot of stuff on fire.
That's what we did last time, and that worked.
I just have a lot of spells that light things on fire.
We'll leave that as, option
fire-breathing
G.
Minotaur.
Yeah.
G is after D.
Yes, it is.
A couple letters after, but yes,
Okay,
technically it is after G, after D.
That just depends on who you studied the alphabet from.
Well, I mean, you got D, E, F, G, so technically it is
According
after,
to someone. But
after D.
doesn't have to be that way.
I understand what you're saying. Don't confuse me. All right. Well,
Auden brings up a good point. What determines the order of your alphabet?
You can do it. It can be any order
you
you
two
want.
can discuss that into the late hours of the evening, but I think that we should probably get some sleep. Last thing we need is
no,
exhaustion.
we're trying to do this in the night. Create
we?
the distraction.
Are we trying to do?
I thought
Well,
we were doing
we
this-
need to.
Do it tonight.
We need to find out where
Say as soon as
the
possible.
crew
Probably
members are. The whole plan hinges
Yes.
on where they are.
Exactly.
Because if they're in maybe just an easily accessible cage, do we even need a distraction? We could
I
just
doubt they're easily
Do we-
accessible in this place.
Do we want to try the 2 guards and invisible me right now?
That is a good idea. Infiltration crew. I can't wait to hear your adventures.
we need more information.
Yes,
because we can
we
only
do.
sleep in just a little
We
bit
don't
because
know
all the fights are happening in the evening.
My biggest worry is that guards are usually the weakest during the night. That there's less people, especially with the battles that are coming tomorrow because of the Harvest Festival. I'm sure that they're going to be at capacity with guards. at that point. And so, more than likely, those who are going to be available for tomorrow are resting up for the night, and then they will be out in force come the morning.
I love the way you think.
I just know that I'm not very good at being the sneaky type. So
Oh, you don't need to be sneaky. We just need somebody who's invisible to go in and create the distraction
I'm probably
first.
the quietest. if
Invisible and
invisible.
quiet, yes.
So
That's why
Listen, I'm not
Mossy would be
very
the
light
best.
on my feet either.
Plus, I want to
so
see how it works
I
on the
understand it,
outside. I will eventually do it on myself, but I want to see what it...
So we're creating a distraction for reconnaissance, for just information.
right now, just be getting information.
right now, I think we want to find out the layout of the underbelly of the arena. Give us some.
Yeah, to
More
find the
concrete
crew
plans.
members. Yes.
Right,
At
so we just
best,
have a
we
couple
gain a
guards
lot
walking
of
around.
information. At worst, the Minotaur escapes and is either damaged
are
or
we-
killed, and they don't have to face him tomorrow either. So, more than likely, they'll have to still fight, but I can imagine their odds will greatly improve.
So the order of operations here is invisible crew, infiltration crew goes in, locates where Oyana and Spike are, and if they are, once we ascertain their location, if it is in a place that we can get to them, then we release the Minotaur as a distraction and get them out tonight. Yes?
Yes.
Right. Yep.
Yeah, if it's possible tonight, let's do it. But we need to see to know.
We at least need to know some more things that we don't know.
All right, time's wasting. Arjun, would you do the honors?
Do we want to do it right now, or do we want to do it when we're closer?
I mean,
We have more
we're
time.
literally almost right across the street from the Colosseum.
Oh yes,
at
that's
this
right.
moment.
We did change
Yes.
where we're
Would
staying.
it be weird for a couple guards to just suddenly be in the tavern? And
Yes.
walking out?
Let us leave.
I'm just talking
We
about
don't
the
have to change
invisibility,
appearance yet.
having
She
an
can be
hour.
invisible.
But,
But I
And
would-
you can test it out in the tavern.
There you go. See if I can be quiet enough to not be noticed.
Is there a nice place in like the square where a group of people can hang out inconspicuously?
Go ahead and make a perception check
Get it.
for investigation.
Ooh, net 20.
Nice.
26.
So as you're looking around, you can see that there's some people out and about still, and then people carrying torches and spells being cast for light. People are setting up for a festival.
Okay.
It's the Harvest Festival tomorrow, the beginning of the Harvest Festival, and so there's actually quite a bit of activity going on right now.
So I have sneaky people sneak, and we can hang out just in case, be nearby.
That's very true, because if something were to go awry, they can always drop the invisibility or the disguises, and then we can swoop in and distract.
Alton can
Sorry, and also with that
send
roll,
messages as well.
you're able to see some spots around
Close
here.
by.
In fact, why don't I pull out the map for you guys to see? It's mostly finished, not quite finished. Here is the map.
Oh, those are houses. I thought those were rocks.
Yes, those are houses. So
Really
what?
zoomed out rock
Where you
houses.
guys are is this area here. So here's the arena. This is the tavern you're in, and there's the promenade. And so this over here is where you saw the Minotaur. But this is kind of what you're seeing. So you're kind of in more of a ritzy part of town, and there is you can see that there's areas that could possibly hide. Lots of people out, like I said. So it's not it wouldn't be abnormal for you guys to be out and about.
I mean, we're new, tourists, essentially. We're just watching the festivities, watching them set up. It's an exciting thing. We're here for the party. So,
yes, we're ready to get going. Yes.
yes, let's head
I
out.
think you're very excited.
Burning the
for this
midnight oil.
invisibility.
Oh, quite.
Yeah, if we can do this
good way to
rather
run out of
quickly,
oil.
because if we discover that we need to rest up, then we need time to rest up.
I'm just
So-
glad that the fights are in the afternoon, because that means even if this takes an hour or so, we can get enough sleep.
Sleep is important.
Okay. So you guys are heading out.
Okay, are we gonna cast this now or after we leave?
Cast the invisibility before we head out.
Yes, let's.
So I'm wearing my cloak and my bag and my weapons, just in case anybody asks. I want all these things to be invisible. Can your spell do that?
Yeah. Yes. Anything you're wearing, I believe. But make sure you don't attack anyone. As soon as you do, you no longer invisible.
Oh. I'm glad you told me.
One more thing. I rummage in my bag, pull out 3 flasks of oil, one for each of you guys, in case you need to set something on fire. I know Alton said that might be a possibility, so.
I've got a little something for that.
Oh, okay. Well. Oh.
Well, yeah.
I think I know what you have.
Do you have alchemist fire? Oh, I love
Oh, that
alchemist
is
fire.
exciting. Well,
I'm not in the artillery
Though
crew. They
we
don't let
shouldn't
me
need
use
to
it.
do that until we're freeing
still
Mossy's
take some
crew members,
oil,
but-
and I guess we should all have some. I pull out 2 more and hand it to Alton, or
I have
Rainer and Asar.
I have my rum from last night.
Well,
It's
I mean,
multi-purpose.
I have this lantern with my magical flame. I don't need the oil no more. I have 9 of these things. I gotta use them somehow.
So there's this really fun thing. What you do is you take a bit of cloth and you stuff it down.
Oh, yes, I love those!
It soaks it up,
Yes!
and you light it on fire and throw it, and just
Yes. Yes, brandy bombs are my
a
favorite.
lot of trouble that way.
Very interesting. Yes. Let me look at this spell again. Let me make sure.
My tail's just like twitching. Just waiting, not so patiently.
So, because it's concentration, so I'm gonna have to
Concentration.
concentrate.
You gotta focus.
So if I
Do you have to concentrate on your disguise and the invisibility?
no, the disguise self is not concentration,
Oh, thank heavens.
so I can do it at the same time.
Wonderful.
So, are you guys heading out for the night for your reconnaissance?
Yes.
Am I invisible? I want to be invisible
Okay.
before we leave this room.
So just to clarify,
You can't disguise yourself
Today-
if you're concentrating on me. That's right. So you need to cast mine first. and
no, I
then-
can.
Yeah, that's not how it works.
Yeah,
Never mind.
I
I don't
can-
know anything about
no.
magic.
they're both not concentration. Only one is. So, I got the spell copied into my spell book today.
Mhm.
It's technically not prepared, so I
Technically not.
probably can't do it
You
tonight.
probably can't do it tonight.
Okay.
What?
Can you ritually?
I unfortunately cannot cast it tonight.
You get all of my hopes up. Fine, I'll
so
wait for
sorry.
tomorrow.
All right. Well, I guess that's
I
up
have
to
it
you.
copied into my. I can in the morning. I can
Fine,
change it,
fine,
and then
fine.
we'll be prepared.
Get
I'm
my
sorry, I
hopes
cannot
up
do it
and then you
tonight.
drown them in the abyss. Whatever.
Well, so we've got my disguise kit,
I mean,
so I could make you look like a
We can
Cat
still
guard.
do.
Again, like I say, I am very difficult to disguise. You can
tabaxi
try.
guard.
I don't have the.
Yeah, but a
disguise
different.
self.
If you look
prepared.
like a different type of, like, tabaxi race, right? Because if something were to happen, then you
Oh,
can.
what? So when we want to try to put a mane around my head, you think that's gonna work?
You know, you could be like a,
imagine
like a
this
panther or
cardboard
something.
May
A jaguar.
oh my god.
That's what I was thinking, like made out
Like
of
a-
yarn.
yeah.
It looks like yeah.
A
Well, I guess that
Give you some
ruins
saber
my,
teeth.
my plans for, night watch here.
Well, we could still just walk around as guards and do
I
some sightseeing.
I can't disguise myself tonight either because I don't have that prepared.
Of course you can disguise it.
I'm
Fine.
sorry.
I
I
might just
can-
go in there and
fine.
walk over.
I don't understand this prepare thing. I can just
I-
when I know a spell, I can just
Yeah, I
cast
know
it.
exactly what you mean. So
But what are you talking about with preparing spells?
I don't
wait,
know.
wait. You
It's
don't
just what I
prepare
have to
spells?
do.
I don't understand. Yeah, if I know a spell, I can just cast it.
Yeah,
You're not a cleric, are you?
same here. I just know this stuff. And
He's a cleric as well. What kind of cleric are you? Obviously, all gods are better.
No.
So wait,
I mean,
See, that's perfect logic.
I have my suspicions, but I'll keep them to myself.
You do have a point. This limitation is horrendous at times, but it's just what it is. I can't do anything about it.
I've been learning some minor magic, and I can just kind of cast it at will as well. I
so
don't
everybody
really
knows
understand-
magic now.
I don't understand the difficulty.
Well, how many spells do you know, Mr. Fancy Pants?
4.
Well, I can have 10 prepared at a time right now. And I'm sorry, 10 is a lot to have in my brain at one time. It's just, I'm sorry. That's
See,
all I
I
can
don't
do.
have to prepare my sword. I just need to have it.
Okay. So the
Yes,
two
but
of
you
you
don't
that
have
are
to
the
think
sneak-
about how
the
your
two of
spell-
you that are
Oh,
the
yes, I do.
sneakiest, do some reconnaissance tonight for just a short period of time, maybe like an hour. Get back here. Wizard will prepare his spells and go to sleep. And early morning we can try doing some of this stuff.
One day I'll be so powerful, I'll kill you all.
So, I
What of our library?
look forward to it.
After the library.
Oh, okay.
So Mossy's just Mossy, but I'm a guard and I'm escorting her because she's like a rich and powerful.
I'm rich and powerful. Have you seen me?
No, you're just pretending.
No,
I'm just saying. This, they might not
I'm a
even see her.
tabaxi, they'll never buy
She's
it.
pretty sneaky.
Even if you've got your own guard.
How much can this disguise kit do?
They'll never buy it. I don't know
It's
anyone.
it is difficult to disguise.
If we want to do
A
that,
tabaxi is like
you got a
putting
body full of
lipstick on a
fur.
pig, as they say.
Wow.
thanks, Rainer. I love you
That
too.
is not a good analogy, Rainer.
I mean, it doesn't make the pig look any better, does it?
There's a,
Listen, I am drunk.
you have a
Hell,
shovel.
you're not drunk, and now you do whatever. Whatever.
You have a shovel and you're digging. You need to stop digging.
I dug this hole. I'm going to sit in
Can
it.
I take a shovel and bury him in the hole?
I would say after that. comment,
Please.
yes. That's-
While all this conversation is going on, Sherry has pulled out his scrimshaw supplies and is working away at his little medallions.
Okay. Go ahead and make your crafting roll, and then you two are going out sneaking.
I'm really scared to get close to the.
Why am I never prepared for
Arena.
these things?
But I mean, like, I can sneak.
I'm the
Maybe-
worst wizard.
We're wanting to sneak just to try to ascertain the location where they keep possibly your crew members. Is that right? Just so that we have a better idea. Because I mean, we could table this until the very early morning.
How late is it now?
It's like, I believe when you kind of came in, it was around 9 o'clock, so you're probably pushing like 10, 11.
Yeah.
So what if we go about this a different way? And we have some of us who, like Rainer said, we're just on vacation. We're here for the holiday and the events, and so we just want to get some sightseeing in, and we want to take a look at the gladiators that we might be betting on, and just are wandering around seeing where we can find them.
Actually, that is the best plan we've had all night.
This is something I could do. We can do that.
I feel like we need not to be insensitive here, but a human.
No,
go
that's what
with
I'm
the
saying.
sightseeing trip, and I need my rest in order.
Well, we don't all have to go.
Well, Rainer's a human.
That's true.
And I can-
Sometimes.
I can pretend to be.
Let's say
He-
he's a
he
boar of a
is-
human, but he's a human.
He's drunk.
Okay, listen. I heard the phrase once out of context, and I just was imagining trying to disguise a pig was difficult. And
I've just had an insight as to how you see me, so that's what it is now.
I mean, what? It's just. Am I missing something with this?
I would just say,
You called
I'm
her
not sure.
extremely ugly.
Did I?
Yes.
Rainer,
You called her incredibly hideous.
this is what you
Have
do.
have you seen the
This is
pig?
what I want you
Pigs
to
are
do.
so cute. Have you seen that little curly tail?
pigs are adorable. And they're delicious.
Wait, so now you want to eat her too?
What?
This has gone a different
stopped
route. We need to
people.
stop.
I mean, pigs aren't sentient, though, so we're fine with that. Except for, I mean, the Minotaur
boy.
thing is like a giant. No, it's a cow thing, isn't it? That's different. What about putting lipstick
my-
on a Minotaur? Does it work that way?
I would pay to see lipstick on a minotaur. However,
That'd be a big wrestling fight first.
By the way, what am I using for my crafting check? I just-
I believe you just use your proficiency if you're.
okay, well, I use an channel to maybe be proficient. So
Okay.
13.
You continue to make some progress. It's average.
But
Well-
no, I agree. That's what I'm saying. Is you can't pawn me off as some sort of fancy person. Asar is a fancy person. Does she count as a fancy person up here?
She's very fancy.
I think she's fancy anywhere she goes.
Oh, I got the best idea all of
no.
a sudden. So
Okay.
you know, I've seen these people, and they make like animal suits, and they dress them. And we just pretend that she's here for the festivities, dressed up in this furry animal
In
suit.
the costume.
That's funny.
It's you know, that is her disguise. That is the
great.
makeup. Is
The best
is-
costume I've
You
ever
are
seen.
drunk.
Hey, maybe with the disguise kit we can make it look more like a costume.
Actually,
right?
he's not
Yes,
wrong.
I like
if we
it.
draw
'Cause it-
something that looks like buttons
Yeah,
or
or a
something.
fake
Yes,
nose
that's-
and
Yeah, make it look like it's
That's
not real.
actually a terrible idea.
I've never heard that, but maybe you should plan drunk more often.
All right, so we're going out on the town as fancy people.
Well,
In
a few of
costume.
you are. I need just to
I mean-
rest.
All right.
I don't look very fancy. What I wear is very old and dusty, and we all still smell like the fish mucus and fire. 'Cause none of us taken a bath in days.
I'm pretty sure I smell like alcohol and fire. So
You know, I
thank you very
will
much.
prepare that spell as well.
So
As
maybe
apparently, we need to use it a
you
lot
have,
more than I
but-
thought.
I've definitely cleaned my fur since then.
Well,
I thought we bathed since then.
have we?
I jumped,
I
in,
know.
I jumped in some water.
We've walked and
Maybe
we've
s-
walked.
Like a week.
Anyway, night on the town. I'm gonna grab a drink on the way out.
That would actually be better because then if anyone stops us, then we're just drunk and enjoying ourselves, and we didn't know where we wandered.
This is good.
I
Let's
mean,
go.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's go.
So, you guys are going out.
Have fun.
Which one of you, is it you two that are trying to be sneaky and
I think-
disguised?
I think we have just doffed all ideas of sneaky. We're
Okay.
just pretending like we're supposed to be there.
Yeah,
All right.
and I'll still do mask of many faces just to look like a regular human.
Okay. And you guys are going over to where you saw the Minotaur before, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So as you guys go over there, go ahead and make deception checks with advantage, all of you. And then
Guidance.
Wait, are you going?
Am I going?
Am I
That's up
mistaken?
to you.
Yeah, are you going or
I
are you
was-
staying to scrim
I
shop?
thought everyone was going.
I'm staying.
I think he's staying.
sleeping.
Oh, okay.
I'm staying and sleeping. So
I'll stay
whoever,
'cause I'm not.
Okay. Those of you that are going, make deception checks with advantage.
Because I thought you were working on your little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to have you make investigation checks as well.
And those are straight.
Investigate.
A straight investigation.
Yes.
Of course, that's the bad.
So what was the deception?
17.
17?
17.
18.
26.
Nice.
Wow.
Heck yeah!
So
that's a
you
good
guys
one.
are able to go around either looking, depending on how you're interacting here. Some of you may be looking just drunk. Some of you may be looking to explore.
Looking drunk.
Yeah, I have my
Some of you are clearly drunk, but others of you are really just kind of looking like you're trying to see who to place bets on. And there's still a crowd over there a little bit, but it has certainly faded to some degree. So, investigation checks for each of you.
6.
19.
So I found another ale. I got a 4.
Nice.
15.
You think you found another ale.
It's burns on the way down. That's all I know.
Perfect. You said a 15?
Yeah.
Okay. So you two, as you're looking out over the crowd in this area, you don't see the Minotaur there anymore. It appears that just based on what you can see, there's a door there, then the bars where people were able to look in. And it looks like this may have been just kind of like a display position. But you see several different houses, as it were. They're more small palaces to some degree, small mansions, and it looks like at each one of these there is a display, and none of the displays have anything in them anymore.
Oh, that's highly unfortunate.
No.
But
And
Just so I'm aware of what this looks like, there's a mansion, and in front of the mansion there was a display for something, and so it's we can assume that whatever was in the display is now inside the corresponding mansion.
that would be a logical
Okay.
assumption based on that investigation check.
Okay.
so there's no one displayed at the moment either.
At any of these, you see
Very
five
kind.
mansions altogether. And each of them, they kind of wrap around. Let me pull the map back up. So the promenade is that little peninsula you see there. The arena, that house there, they essentially wrap around kind of the coastline of the river there on the western side.
Great. So the Minotaur is in one of the palaces.
Well-
And my friends are in one of the palaces. And we don't know where. But let's check. Do I notice anything like the number of cages in front of houses or the size of the cages in front of the houses?
It's just a single thing. Make an insight check for me.
Insight check.
You can do that as well if you want.
I'm gonna give you guidance.
Thanks. I do need it.
No.
Insight?
Dice gel's full.
Yeah.
13.
13. So it's hard to tell exactly what this is for, but you get the feeling that these might be used to promote gambling. So kind of like a horse breeder would show off their best stallion. It's kind of what these groups are doing as well.
So, what? So the cages are for whoever the owner has, not. So they wouldn't. So there's no clues as to who would have been in what cage that I can tell.
Other people nearby. Other wanderabouts people.
There's plenty, yeah.
Can I see if there's anyone that looks like they are like discussing the matches and gambling?
Yeah.
And try to approach
So,
them.
so I was going to mention earlier, based on your investigation checks, a lot of what you hear is people placing bets and talking about the matches tomorrow. It seems like this is pretty abnormal for the area. Things don't usually go this late into the night, but there is a festival coming, so people are excited.
I want to be on the lookout, and when I hear anything about Hanaga or Surutek or Kugani, yeah. If I hear any of those names, I want to approach that conversation.
You hear to plenty. There's lots.
All right. I want to approach one of those conversations.
Okay. What are you asking something specifically, or are you just listening?
Is there who am I approaching?
So you see groups of humans, primarily. You see some dwarves in the area, but primarily either T'Chawi or Yabankichi people. And they, essentially all you're hearing them is similar to what was going on in the tavern before. You know, people kind of talking about who they think is going to win, the chances of survival for the Kugani and Sirotech. And they essentially stuff like that. Nothing that's like a clear giveaway necessarily about where they are. You do hear. Go ahead and make another insight check for me.
19.
19. So one thing you do hear, and this would be in the T'Chawi tongue. You hear them talking about. This would be the translation essentially, but the heroes of hate is associated with what's his name? The Minotaur, Hanagar. And then you hear essentially the disciples of the brave would be the translation of this. I'll get you the names later, but these are essentially two different gladiator guilds, and they that one seems to be associated with Sirotech, and then the other guild is called, essentially translation here, Vengeance of the Cobra. And that's where Oriana would be. I'm sorry, the Kugani. Not Oriana, the Kugani.
Confirmed. Nice insight check.
Never would have guessed.
So Asa is going to kind of approach this group of people and just say, "Oh no, I missed them. I desperately wanted to see the fighters before the guild because I wanted to see what they look like so I can place my bets. What did they look like? Who were in the cages?"
Well, you see a T'Chawi woman come up to you, or speak up, and she says, "Well, they Hanagar is big. He's black. He's got horns, and my money would be on him."
Yeah, but what did the other ones look like? Where were they located in? Can I try to see them?
Well, she points out essentially where each of them would be.
Okay.
They're of the different houses. So Hanagar is in the first one, Sirotech is in the one right next to it, and the Kugani is in the one next to that.
Okay.
Then the other two are on the other side there.
But Hanagar has always won. If I put my money on someone else, I would have a better chance of return, don't you think?
Well, that depends on your opinion. Do you think it's realistic you'll get a return? Or do you want to take a risk and get possibly a significant reward?
How often has he done 2-to-1 fights, though?
I'm sorry?
How often has he done 2-to-1 fights?
Several times.
And he's always won. He's never lost.
Well, if he'd lost, he'd be dead.
That's a fair point.
Well, I guess that would mean that those he's fighting have never lost either.
Nice.
I am so smart.
That's MAT. Oh, wait.
Well, it's a shame that we missed seeing them. I've heard that the scaled ones can be quite fierce.
He's very good. I've seen him bite people in two.
Well, what are the guilds like? There's no way we could have like a private tour before the match.
How much money do you have?
Well, I am Lady Cassandra of Sypaxi, so quite a bit.
What's quite a bit? Are we talking like 20,000 gold?
20,000 gold just for a sneak peek?
These are very prized fighters.
But how do you know this? Have you tried to look at it before?
I live here.
Wow. All right.
How about a well-cooked meal?
You could try. Good luck.
Master
You're not
Chef
from this
Alton.
area, are you?
No, from the far south.
Gotcha. Well, just to give you an idea, each group here is essentially vying for power of the arena. If you're in this house, this first one where Hanagar is, you get the primary spoils of the arena profits. And each one subsequently down the line gets less and less. So they're always fighting for this top house. And so, Hanagar's been the champion for a while, so they get the highest payout.
That is interesting. And so the whole balance of power would be tilted askew if one of these other fighters were to get the top spot. Do you think there's any sort of conspiracy that's keeping Hanagar at the top?
He's really, really good.
Yeah, but there's not like any sort of underhanded deals that's like making the other ones like.
Make persuasion check.
Guidance.
Yes.
Where you can. Oh, right.
In full view of them. Just guidance yourself.
Come on. So that's. Oh, with guidance though, right? Can I get it?
You want to do that right in
Well,
front of
it's
me?
No,
you by yourself.
You were giving
had
yourself
to-
guidance.
Oh,
He doesn't give
I'm not even there.
Oh, well then 19. 19.
So,
Espiritu Santo.
Something like that.
you
Slightly
are
different.
able to. She seems really excited to be talking to you, and she says, "I'm sorry. Repeat the question. I got distracted."
She says?
But
What was your
Sorry.
question?
what's my question? What did I say?
You're asking if there is a conspiracy.
Conspiracy.
But is there a conspiracy that's keeping the heroes of hate, Hanagar, in power? You don't suppose that maybe they're like rigging the fights, do you?
I don't think so. There's very strict rules against any unfair or nefarious practices against the guilds, but rumor has it that there are some that seek to influence the fights. I don't know personally about it, but I know that the Imali Ilum have been trying to root out corruption within the arena.
When you say undue practices, what qualifies as an undue practice? Like
Poisoning, assassination. Accidents happen,
accidents happen.
but
What about to the other side? Spells, buffs, potions, protein
magic's allowed in
shakes.
the arena.
Okay.
But very strict protections and powerful protections have been put in place to prevent any spell casting from unethical spell casting from being cast in the arena during a fight. But combatants can cast spells if they have the ability.
That's very interesting. I guess that makes sense if these houses have so much riding on each fighter. Anybody else? No?
Well, I'm sorry, what was your name?
My name is Random NPC 2. My name is Nura. Nura Natsk. That's Nuruhnatsk.
What?
And your name?
Lady Cassandra.
Lady Cassandra, that's right. I'm so sorry. So sorry.
It was a pleasure talking with you and getting a little bit more insight into the matches that are tomorrow and the type of people that are running them. Just one last question for you. Seeing how there's multiple different guilds, which gladiator guild, I guess, would be the most wholesome? Like, if you wanted to see one rise to power, which one would you, if they had the correct fighter, put your money on?
Oh, I don't know. I'm privy to the Disciples of the Brave, but I also don't like losing money, so my money's on Hanagar.
Interesting. Well, pleasure meeting
But-
with you.
I do believe Serotic could give him a run for his money. We'll see.
We will see indeed. Thank you. Nassau will regroup with the rest of the party.
Okay. We're going to end the session there, and we'll pick up next time with Aftermath. So thanks for listening.
You have been listening to Rollfair, a D&D podcast. Produced, recorded, and mixed by SF Shields. Executive produced by the Rollfair team. Copyright